Cousins Listening Adventures in the Wilderness. Teaching kids first-time listening skills for survival. By Colleen Thompson. Art by Your Children's Book. One day when Alexis and Eli were hiking up the Stewart Fork Trail of the Trinity River, they noticed a newborn fawn that was hiding behind a rock. The black-tailed fawn held so still they hardly noticed it. Alexis had recently learned how at birth the mother licks the fawn clean to minimize scent. The fawn's spotted coat acts like a camouflage, while it spends most of the day hiding until it is old enough to keep up with its mother as she forages for food. The cousins' grandparents had talked about what they might see on adventures during the summer and discussed plans of what to do should they have a wild animal interaction. They spotted a doe across the river, watching them. Eli wanted to pet the fawn. Alexis reminded him what they were told by their grandparents. Don't try to pet or touch wild animals. Finding and petting newborn animals can be a problem because their survival depends on being left alone. If Eli touched the fawn, he could leave his scent on it, which could draw predators. Alexis was so glad that they first time listened to what their grandparents had told them about protecting animals in the wild. Alexis was happy that when she called to Eli to not pet the fawn, he looked at her and listened to what she said. Slowly, they both backed away, then got back on the trail. Just as adults need to be continually watching that their children are safe and making good decisions, the mother deer will check on and feed the fawn when she believes it is safe. The fawn has been born with the instinct to hide and be still and stay quiet. First-time listening and doing what the mother deer says are essential for the fawn to survive and thrive. Sometimes the mother will make a meh sound to remind the fawn to stay hidden and safe. Often children are told to stop or look at the person talking to them. Having eye-to-eye conversations are the best way to have first-time listening instructions taken seriously. Another weekend, the cousins were hiking in Deadfall Lake, which lies in a bowl, almost entirely ringed by mountain peaks. They were noticing all the beautiful butterflies and wild flowers that decorated the mountain basin on this scenic hike. Their grandparents were talking about what they would need to do once they got to the lake and set up their campsite. They were each going to have jobs to do once they arrived. To remember their jobs, Alexis and Eli repeated back to their grandparents what they understood they were supposed to do. Suddenly, the cousins noticed a little black bear cub running across the trail and scampering up a tree. The cousins wanted to get closer to take a picture of the black bear cub trying to hide in the tree. Their grandparents called to them, "Stop! You must not go any closer. The mother bear could be watching us, and this can be dangerous." Then they gave instructions to the cousins to keep their eyes focused on the area where the cub was, and to slowly back up and keep talking so the bear would know that they were humans. Alexis and Eli repeated back to themselves what they were told to do. Using reflective self-talk is a great tool for first-time listening, as it helped them follow the directions to move away from the cub. Suddenly, the mother black bear emerged from the lake and quickly closed in on the tree after the cub. Female black bears are tireless single parents to their cubs. To keep cubs safe, their mothers often employ a babysitter. A sturdy tree with easy-to-climb bark and many branches. At the first sign of danger, the mother bear signals the cubs to climb up the nearest tree. A mother bear's job is never done, from feeding and grooming to protecting and teaching. First-time listening is essential for bear cubs to survive and thrive. Just as this mother bear uses signals to her cub to get its attention, adults often use words like stop or call a child's name to get their attention. First-time listening can be more successful when a child repeats back the instructions of what they have been told to do. The cousins hiked with their grandparents to Stoddard Lake, one of the largest, most pristine, deep blue lakes in the Trinity Alps. They were racing on the last leg of the 4-mile hike to the water's edge when all of a sudden they saw something move in the meadow grasses toward the thick conifer forest. Alexis thought it looked like a pair of playful kitty cats, but Eli wasn't fooled. He had learned at a recent training while at Boy Scouts camp about what to do if you saw a mountain lion. He knew that if what they were seeing were mountain lion cubs, then their mother was close by. She would protect these cubs with her life. As Eli was telling Alexis that they needed to be careful and stay calm, their Papa Bob appeared. He had seen the mother mountain lion near the forest. He told his grandkids that they would both need to get behind him. While slowly backing away, he said to keep their eyes on the forest area where he had seen the mother, not to run, but to stay calm. They would give the animals a way of escape. Once again, the cousins first time listened to their Papa Bob. Staying calm and following directions kept both them and the cubs safe and secure. The playful cubs were oblivious to the humans who were watching them in the meadow. Calmly, the cousins had followed the directions of Papa Bob as they exited out of the meadow safely. The mother lion began calling to the wandering cubs from the forest, and the baby lion cubs bounded over the meadow grasses to join her. The cubs were now safe because they responded to their mother's calling. This is another example of first-time listening in the animal world. Staying calm allows you to think before you act. You can teach your child to be calm by remodeling calmness. Calmness reduces your child's alarm reaction, fight, flight, freeze, and allows them to feel safe and secure enough to think rationally and be better first-time listeners. It was now the end of summer vacation, and the cousins wanted to do one more adventure in the Trinity Alps. A favorite family memory was camping and fishing on Coffee Creek, so they set up tents across from the creek. During the night, the cousins were woken up by wolves howling in the distance. Alexis told Eli a story about how playful and cute wolf pups are, and that made Eli want to go find them. She also told him about how wolf pups, when growing up, are cared for by wolf families called packs. Wolf packs often take their pups to rendezvous sites where they rest and play games during the day. Wolf pups love to practice stalking and bouncing on toys like bones, feathers, and skins of dead animals, learning survival skills that will be needed as they grow up. These sites are established in the fall as the pups are maturing, always a safe distance away from the den. most often away from human population and other predators that might approach and do harm to the pups. As a reward for all the first-time listening skills acquired on all their summer adventures, the cousins had earned a fishing trip and picnic. The next morning, on the way to play and fish along Coffee Creek, Alexis and Eli had to cross a busy highway. They were talking and howling like they had heard the wolves making yelping noises the night before. They had no idea they were close to one of the rendezvous sites for this pack of wolves. Two of the pups that were a part of the pack had become so involved in their play they had not realized they had come dangerously close to the same highway where the cousins were going to be crossing to get to Coffee Creek. The cousins were howling loud like the wolves and laughing as they were getting ready to cross the highway to the creek. Then they saw the two wolf pups very close to the highway. As they started running toward the pups, one of their grandparents yelled, "Stop! Alexis and Eli, come back here!" The cousins stopped immediately and retreated to the campground area. An adult wolf from the pack came bolting and yelping out of the forest. The two wolf pups stopped and suddenly retreated back into the pack. It was just at this moment that the wolf pups and the cousins saw that a big truck had come barreling down the highway. They could all have been seriously hurt if they had not first time listened. The fawn, the little bear cub, the lion cubs, and the wolf pups all had to learn from their parents how to listen the first time. When they listen and do what is modeled, it keeps them safe and secure so they grow into adults. Human parents can teach their children the same first-time listening skills in order for them to stay safe and become responsible and competent adults. There are natural consequences that can happen to animal babies in the wild as well as children when they do not first time listen.